you all, I'm E-Man Booze. This here bottle of spirit is the first straight bourbon whiskey produced in the state of Maryland since the 1950s. We are proud of this. We've been waiting for this for quite some time. Twin Valley Distillers out of Rockville, Maryland, set aside a 53-gallon barrel of bourbon in April or August? In August of 2015. And then this past December, they took that barrel down, felt it was a good time to bottle their first straight whiskey. And so this is what we have here today. This is a cask strength version, 124 proof. Now, most of what they bottled out of that first cask, and this is a single cask now as well, was proof down to 90 proof. This is exciting though, because heck, first straight in a long time, right? Now, not only do we have that, but then the second bottling, or the second barrel straight whiskey, that's 2 years of age or older, also was released just a few weeks ago rather. Now what's the difference here? The difference is this is a wheated bourbon. So this bourbon contained 80% corn and 20% wheat. Wheat was the secondary grain. No malted barley. This bourbon here, 70% corn, 20% rye is the secondary grain, and 10% malted barley. This mash bill is no longer made, so we're not going to talk that much about this one. We might smell it and take a nip out of it just for comparison's sake. But this one here, the rye as the secondary grain mash bill, is the one that we're going to focus on this evening. Now, if you haven't been to the distillery and you're in the area, please stop by. Give them a call because it's hard to find. But with 3 navigation systems, I'm sure you'll be able to find it. They do have a little bit better signage now. But so I remember meeting with Edgardo Zuniga, the master distiller and the owner, back in late 14, and we were talking about, you know, getting started up as a distillery, and he's like, I really want to make whiskey, and I'm like, do it, dude, do it. Here we are now, you know, 3.5 years later, drinking the first straight bourbon whiskey. Look at that color. They do use a nice aggressive char in the barrels that they purchase from, what's this, Calvin Cooper's out of Kentucky. They get the number 4, that alligator char, real nice and dark. It imparts a lot of flavor and color into the spirit fairly rapidly. Oh yeah. Look at that. Look at them legs on here. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, up on the nose here. Real refined on the oak. But I also detect something that reminds me of cherry wood as well. Yeah, oak and cherry wood. Corn. Nice corn notes. Vanilla for sure. A little bit of brightness. Maybe faint hint of apple here. Caramel. Definitely some caramel. Caramel, however you say it. Nice yeastiness too. Like that a lot. Like that. There's some licorice, anise, fennel type notes, and a pinch of cinnamon here. Oh, there's that celery note, like celeriac, celery root, really. Not so much like celery seed, more subtle, like the celery, you know, the root ball. They call it celeriac. That's what I'm getting here, and that's probably from the rye. Maybe even a little whiff of camphor or mint. Honey grams. That smells good. You know, it's funny, because a lot of small batch bourbons don't remind me too much of the Kentucky style of bourbons. But this one reminds me more on the nose of Kentucky-made bourbon, which is kind of interesting because you don't find this too often from some of the smaller artisan distillers. It's really, really beautiful on the nose. Let's get her up on the palate. Oh yes. It's bourbon. It's corn. It's bold. Wood comes across real good. Spices. You definitely pick up the rye profile in there. That celeriac note. That the corn comes through. That cherry wood note we talked about. Definitely the anise or fennel. That black pepper, the vanilla, honey, and you know there's that yeastiness. I love what yeast Edgardo's using here, and I don't know how he's come across it or if he's modified it since his earlier bourbons, which we tried way back long ago and reviewed them on YouTube. So if you're interested, go back and check them out. But something is making better bourbon. I'm sure it's time, and it's a larger barrel, which typically imparts less of a over-oaked profile. This is not over-oaked. This is wonderful. I can't wait till 3-year-old comes out, and then 4-year, and then 6, because I really believe that this for a 2 is spectacular and stunning on its own. I can't wait for 6-year-old, 4-year-old, 7, 8, 9-year-old. I mean, he's on the right track here. He's making it right. I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with here soon. And we're just so proud because it's coming from Maryland. Let me get just a nip of this and smell it here. Woo! This blowing out my olfactory. Let me tell you why. 126 proof or 124 proof. Check out this glass they included with this package too. It's kind of neat. This is Maryland Whiskey Company. And they make about 4 different types of whiskeys. So this is my favorite. Of all the 4 that they make, I love this spirit. I like their rye a lot too. But I love this spirit. Ooh, that's a big boy there. It's tasty. It's bold. I gotta go get me some water to cut it down a little bit. Maybe just a nip of water. But this, I don't know what else to say. I'm E-Man Booze. Thanks for watching. Bye, you all.